Anyone who is considering a lean transformation should also consider their culture. The culture is just as important as all the lean tools and techniques. So here's some examples of real life people who are telling you just like it is from before and after, and what it's like to work in an environment where the culture has already been established. Once that happens, you can throw anything at your team, including a lean transformation. So take a look, let me know what you think.
Yeah, I've worked quite a few places for other people and been self-employed for 40 years. And until I got here, I didn't realize how dysfunctional the workplace can be. And when I came here, it really opened my eyes to a crew that was looking out for everybody else and getting it done right. And that's pretty big. You just can't find that everywhere. States, Canada, I don't care where you go. If you got a crew that everybody loves everybody, things go according to plan. If somebody's not on board, they don't last here. They're out the door within a week because it's painfully obvious they don't get it. So that's it.
Xylem Design, and talking about a difference between working in a lean culture versus a non-lean culture. And for me, one of the biggest advantages is the unilateral reduction of struggle for everybody. We all have each other's back, and there's no hierarchy to anything. We're all a common team where we can confront each other, talk about problems, and solve them, so we make it a lot easier across the board for each of us to function better as a team versus so-and-so told me to do this, so I'm doing it this way, and so-and-so told me to do that, so I'm going to do it this way. We all have the same idea, and it helps us achieve our goals a little bit easier.
Are you starting? Am I starting?
You're starting.
I'm starting. All right. I'm Aaron. I work for Xylem Design. Did the whole corporate lean thing for many years before coming here. And honestly, before I came here, lean was just a horrible word. All that meant was that the executives, which luckily I was part of at the time, get to go to these retreats and learn all these big fancy words and ideas, and then we come back and we point down, but we didn't empower anybody to make decisions. We didn't encourage them. We didn't help them. We didn't coach them. It was just a shell of what could have been. So when I came here, I was soured on the whole idea, but I was looking for a job, and I can speak keywords. Once I got here, completely changed my life. It is actually lean, which means really nothing. It's just a word. It's the fact that we have clearly defined morals. The way we operate, we all hold each other to the same standard. There isn't a hierarchy here. The new guy has just as much authority to question, why are we doing that? What are we doing here? This could be so much better if. And everybody has that power, ability, and the job to make your own job and make your own life better. It's just, words don't even explain it.
So the question for Seth today is, how important does he feel it is to have those two posters up on the wall here at Xylem Design? Hi, Seth.
Hey, how's it going? It is, it's not important at all if the leaders in the company aren't living those out and constantly looking to them. If you on the top left, it says our values guide us. And so they're up there to guide us throughout the day. And anybody in the shop, now that we've blown all these walls out, can look up there and see what the values are that we have committed to as a team, and that the leader and the leaders have committed to living out in their own lives and leading with. And so, first of all, it doesn't matter at all if the leaders aren't living it, but thankfully our leaders are living it. And so I think it's hugely important because there's so much ambiguity that crops up throughout the day, and there are always problems that crop up. And whenever a problem occurs, there's a level of chaos, and that's part of the nature of a problem, is a little bit of chaos, ambiguity. What do we do? There's a question in every problem that needs to be answered, and how you answer is as important as what your answer is. And those teach us how we should answer the question, as well as guide us with where we should go with the problem. So it has the potential to remove a lot of the ambiguity and bring a lot of clarity as to what we should do and how we should do it in solving the myriad problems that are bound to pop up throughout the day.
And how would Xylem design be if those were not up on the wall?
Well, I started working here in 2008, and they were definitely not up on the wall. They weren't even in the mind of the leader, you know, let alone explicitly on the wall. So it would be, yeah, a lot like, talk about how standard is helpful because it tells you what's expected of you and what you should expect. So I think it empowers all the guys on the floor because they know what's expected of them and what they should expect.
Could you be where you're at today without creating that culture?
Me personally or the company?
Both.
Oh, definitely not. No. It's helped. I mean, it's helped me personally in clarifying in my own life what my guiding values are, and this is a great playground to kind of test those out, you know, and then bring them back into my life, and my life outside of work at least, because this is my life too. You know, there's no, you know, it's beautiful. But yeah, and as a company as well, we absolutely would not be, because part of what it does is it gives the guys hope, because there's always a tension between a leadership and the guys on the floor, and then within leadership, within the guys on the floor, and this gives everybody hope because it clarifies what's expected of us and where we're going, you know. And so if somebody's struggling with being respectful, we know that that's our destination is respect, and if a leader is going to continue here, you know, at any level in that leadership pool, they're going to have to be living that out. And so if a guy on the floor is getting downhearted or downtrodden and disheartened because they're not being treated well, or whatever the situation, the disconnect might be between what we say and what we do, there's a standard that we all hold ourselves to, and one of our values is accountability, and we hold ourselves and each other accountable to those values. So we know that it's just a matter of time before the wheat and the chaff get separated, and this expedites that process.
Awesome. Thanks, Seth.
Yeah.